Welcome to the Invite Health podcast, where our degreed healthcare professionals are excited to offer you the most important health and wellness information you need to make informed choices about your health. You can learn more about the products discussed in each of these episodes and all that Invite Health has to offer at www.invitehealth.com/podcast. First-time customers can use promo code podcast at checkout for an additional 15% off your first purchase. Let's get started.
Having a strong immune system is so important, especially during cold and flu season, which we know most folks turn to things like vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc, which are critical to our immune defenses and certainly can help bolster up a stronger immune defense. However, the immune system is highly reliant on so many other nutrients. So today I want to discuss that. I am Dr. Amanda Williams, Scientific Director at Invite Health, and let's talk Immunity Multivitamin. We have a wonderful formulation that really zeroes in on the key components that the immune system is requiring. So when we look at the immune system, we have our innate immune system and then we have our acquired immune system, both of which are highly regulated by key vitamins and minerals. So our innate immune system, oftentimes we look at that as like the immediate immune system response. So as soon as we are exposed to something, it's that innate immune system that helps to try and fight that off. And then our acquired immune system is also known as our adaptive immune system. This is more of a memory. So we've been exposed to something, and so the next time we have that exposure, then the immune system is more equipped to be able to fight that off. So the immune system has its own protective barriers. We think about our skin, for example, our mucous membranes. Even looking at the stomach acids and the digestive enzymes, that's part of our immune barriers. And of course, we cannot overlook the role of our microbiome. That is the healthy bacteria that reside within the intestines that are there to help maintain our immune defenses. And when we have any type of dysbiosis, bad bacteria that start to run amok within our intestines, this can create a lowered immune defense system, which is why supplementation with a powerful multi-strain probiotic such as the probiotic HX is incredibly advantageous, especially during cold and flu season. So we know that there are different features within our immune system, and there are important nutrients that help to regulate these different pathways. And so we have, of course, our vitamin C and our vitamin D and zinc, but we know that vitamin E and iron, copper, selenium, our omega-3 fatty acids coming from fish oil and krill oil, for example, or even our Inflammune formulation, which is quite unique. That's a green lip mussel. We know that all of these are required for proper immune system function, but also our B vitamins, including vitamins B6 and B12, as well as folate. So if we are not getting these nutrients from our diet, if we don't get adequate exposure to B vitamins and to vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, zinc, selenium, then we are going to have struggles when it comes to even the common cold, which is why supplementing every day with a comprehensive multivitamin, multimineral that is enhanced for added immune system support is a really wise choice. So we have our Immunity Multivitamin, which contains that full spectrum of all of those key and essential vitamins and minerals. It has the bioactive B vitamins in the form of methylcobalamin, which is the active form of B12. It has the bioactive form of folate, which is known as methylfolate. So this allows the immune system to be at the ready, because remember, we have these different phases. We have the oxidative burst, as they call it, and then there's the proliferation stage. The immune system is constantly producing cells and chemicals and proteins in order to carry out these very important functions. And so when we encounter any type of a foreign invader, cold, for example, so viruses, bacterias, parasites, we need these productions to be able to ramp up. And in order for those to ramp up, they require these important nutrients. So as you can see, it goes far beyond that of just your vitamin C, zinc, and vitamin D, which is why taking a comprehensive daily powerful multivitamin, the immunity multivitamin, is a really good choice. Now, of course, we still want to be supplementing with those omega-3s because we have to target that inflammatory process. If we have a lot of systemic inflammation that's brought on because of our diet, as well as just environmental factors that can drive up systemic inflammation, we want to be able to better regulate that. And this is where omega-3 fatty acid supplementation from fish oil, krill oil advanced, even using our flax lignans if you want a vegetarian choice, or using that Inflamune formulation, which is a combination of green lip mussel along with perilla extract, is incredibly advantageous. So we know that we have all of these different nutrients that support our immune system, and if our diet is not loaded down with good food sources of these key nutrients, then the immune system is at a disadvantage. And since the average American is not adhering on a regular, consistent basis to a Mediterranean style way of eating, the likelihood that you are getting in adequate amounts of those key vitamins and minerals is not very high. We can see through the scientific research studies, and this is conducted throughout the entire country, of inadequacies of immune health nutrients. We can see what the dietary guidelines are, how much vitamin A, C, D, E that people should be consuming every single day. And we can see where Americans fall incredibly shy of getting these nutrients in from their diet. We also recognize that sleep habits in this country are not the best. And so having compromised sleep can also lead to a compromised immune defense system. So we can look at the prevalence of immune-related micronutrient inadequacies that occur. And this was conducted through the National Academy of Medicine and looking at all of the required amounts of vitamins and minerals and other micronutrients that are necessary for our immune defenses. And we can see where Americans are falling shy on so many of these. When it comes to vitamin D, 95% of Americans are not getting adequate amounts of vitamin D in their diet each day. 85% of Americans are not getting adequate amounts of vitamin E. So we can see these trends and we can understand why a daily immune multivitamin would be incredibly advantageous. So when we understand that the foods alone are not providing us adequate exposure, it only makes sense that through the scientific research, we need to get these nutrients into the system, because we know that if we have these immune-related shortfalls in these different nutrients, this can lead to significant issues. We can see where having inadequate vitamin D intake can lead to problems with respiratory health. And this is a problem, especially during cold and flu season, when we understand the majority of those viruses create upper respiratory infections. So having the vitamin D level tested on an annual basis is certainly important, so you know how much vitamin D you should be supplementing with. But at bare minimum, taking the immunity multivitamin is going to give you at least some vitamin D that your diet is likely not giving you. As we know, 95% of Americans not getting adequate vitamin D from diet alone. So supplementation with a comprehensive multivitamin, multimineral would be incredibly smart choice for us to make. So we can clip through all of the different vitamins and understand, okay, if we don't get enough vitamin E, how does that influence our immune health? And understanding that vitamin E has a role in every single step of our immune defenses, from the innate to the adaptive immune system. We can see this with other key minerals, such as iron, such as zinc, and other vitamins, such as vitamin C and vitamin A. So if we're not taking our food intake the right way, we need to be taking a comprehensive daily multivitamin. And this is where the immunity multivitamin that we offer can really help to fill in a lot of those gaps. We understand the clinical relevance to why vitamins and minerals matter so much. And if you're not having adequate exposure to fatty fish, such as salmon and sardines and herring, if you're not getting in good exposure to the high polyphenol, vitamin-rich fruits and vegetables each and every single day, this can lead to having an immune system that is more open for infection from the common cold. If you're not getting good sleep, if you have high stress amounts, we know all of these factors play a role into having us be more open to a potential infection. And then we look at the immunity multivitamin and we say, okay, well, great, we're getting that coverage. We're getting those vitamins and the minerals that the immune system needs for all of the different phases of our immune defenses. But then we enhance it to the next level. We add in elderberry extract along with nucleotides. So those are the nucleic acids that help to regulate our immune defenses. In the Journal of Advances in Immunology in 2017, they looked at how the nucleic acids really play an essential role in the way that our immune system is working and can help to regulate inflammation. We know inflammation on that chronic level is never a good idea. The role of nucleotides in adult nutrition has also been looked at in the Journal of Nutrition in 1994. They recognized how the exposure to those powerful nucleic acids can do so much for our systemic health, which is why if we put it into the immunity multivitamin, it allows for a more rapid response of the immune system. It helps to modulate that. And the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition has also reported on this, that dietary nucleotides have not only a benefit for neonates, and this is initially how they were studied to help with their immunity and with tissue growth, but we can also see this in the adult setting, that dietary nucleotides really help to influence the activation and the proliferation of our immune defenses. So if we have a multivitamin that's giving us these nucleic acids, it is definitely going to help kind of bolster up the immune system. This has also been studied in the setting of irritable bowel disorder. And for individuals who have IBS, when they start to take nucleic acids, they can see a significant shift in improvement of their symptoms. The Nutrition Journal in 2006 reported on a randomized double-blind placebo-controlled trial showing that daily supplementation of nucleotides really allowed for a significant improvement in all of those GI symptoms that folks who have irritable bowel deal with. So we know it also works really well with that HPA axis. So if we have high stress, we know stress is an open opportunity to lower the immune defenses and create an environment where getting infected with the common cold or influenza is much greater. So the physiological effects of nucleotide supplementation has been shown to be incredibly beneficial for a healthier stress response. And then we also add in elderberry extract. And we know that elderberry has been looked at and turned to as a remedy for fighting off the common cold and influenza. And the thought was always like, well, is this kind of an old wives' tale, or is there actually some science behind this? And the powerful polyphenols that are contained in elderberry extract actually help to regulate, once again, those different pathways within the immune system. Not only does it help to fight off free radicals that a particular virus can bring upon in our body, it also helps to regulate the inflammatory response. So we can see how the powerful active constituents contained in elderberry extract actually induce a very potent immunomodulatory effect, which is why when people supplement with elderberry extract, they can see improvements even if they've already been, sick with the common cold or with influenza. It can actually shorten the duration of the time that you are feeling unwell, which is very important. The British Medical Journal of Complementary Medicine reported on this, looking at elderberry extract for the prevention as well as the treatment of different respiratory illnesses. So if you're looking at COVID-19, if we're looking at rhinoviruses, influenza viruses, sometimes we still can get sick with these, but we want to be able to limit the severity of that. And so this is what the journal had reported on, was that looking at all of these randomized trials on elderberry extract for the treatment and prevention of upper respiratory viral induced illnesses, that they could see a strong correlation that elderberry extract can be a safe option for treating viral respiratory illnesses. So we also can see exact viral studies where they use elderberry extract in the efficacy of targeting influenza strains and seeing how effective, once again, the elderberry extract does at minimizing the impact that that virus can have on our immune system. So if you're using our immunity multivitamin, you get this wonderful exposure to all of those key vitamins and minerals, and understanding that the average American doesn't come close to scratching the surface of the amount of vitamins and minerals that the immune system requires each day to stay strong and healthy. And then that is partnered up with those nucleic acids along with the elderberry extract. So if you want to make it through cold and flu season in the best possible way, I definitely encourage you to go to our website, invitehealth.com. Check out the Immunity Multivitamin and start taking your packet each day so that you can have the support your immune system needs to make it through this time of year. I want to thank you so much for tuning in to the Invite Health podcast. Remember, you can find all of our episodes for free wherever you listen to podcasts. Do be sure that you subscribe and you leave us a review. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and we will see you next time for another episode of the Invite Health podcast.